Hey, welcome back to the Math 12 video classroom. Videos created to help the pre-calculus Math 12 students at Stelly Secondary School. In today's videos, we will look at section 1.1, horizontal and vertical translations. Today, we will work with functions expressed in the form y minus k is equal to the f of x minus h, and with y is equal to f of x minus h plus k. Same thing really. All I'm doing is I'm moving that k over to the right hand side. Okay, so no big deal there. And we're going to see what effect these values of h and k, what effect h and k have on the on y is equal to f of x. So you'll learn how to use this function y minus k is equal to f of x minus h to sketch a graph. You'll also learn how to write the equation of a translation of y equals f of x. So it's important to note that a translation, I'd like you to write this down please, a translation moves the graph of y equals f of x up, down, left, right. It doesn't change the shape and it doesn't change your orientation. So let's start with an example and just see what this does. Y is equal to x squared. We should all be familiar with that. And then we're going to perform some translations on it with y equals x squared plus 2 and y is equal to x minus 5 all squared. So we'll start by building a graph. And I've gone ahead and graphed y is equal to x squared already. We're used to that parabola, but just to recap for you, if you were to do a simple little table of values here, x and y, and for -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3, we get the y values by just taking the x value and squaring it. So -3 becomes 9, -2 squared is 4, -1 squared is 1, 0, 1, 4, 9, etc. And each of those points are graphed here. -3, 9, -2, 4, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, and 3, 9. I'm more concerned with what do we do here. Now, in y equals x squared plus 2, you note that the output is increasing by 2. The output, that's to say x squared, is increasing by 2. So no change to the x, it's just that we're taking x squared and adding 2 to it. So for the same values of x, our y values will increase by 2. If we do a table of values for that, same x values, but our y values are going to be bigger by 2. So instead of 9, we're going to have 11. Instead of 4, we'll have 6. Instead of 1, we'll have 3. Instead of 0, we'll have 2, 3, 6, and 11. So we're just taking our regular x squared and bumping it up 2. So that means I can take my generic parabola and take all of my key points here and just bump them up by 2. So this is a vertical translation. When I go y equals x squared plus 2, my graph is going to move up 2. What do you think happens if I go y equals x squared minus 2? Right, it should move it down 2. Now, let's take a look at this guy. Y equals x minus 5 all squared. Now, in this case, it's the input that changes. We're affecting the x value. For the output to stay the same, x must be increased by 5 to compensate for this minus 5. So if I do a table of values, I'll make it a little different this time. I'll say x is here, and y is going to be equal to whatever x minus 5 is, all squared. I want my output to be the same, 9, 4, as the original, 9, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4, 9. Same y coordinates, but my x value has to be 5 bigger, so that when I subtract 5 from it, I get the -3. So something minus 5 equals -3, that would have to be 2. Something minus 5 equals negative 2, that would have to be 3. Something minus 5 equals negative 1, that would have to be 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Double check here. Is 8 minus 5 equal to 3? And 3 squared equals 9? Yes. So where does that place my graph? Well, if my x-coordinate is 2 now, and my y-coordinate is 9, I'm over here. If x is 3 and y is 4, if x is 4 and y is 1, 5 and 0, 6 and 1, 7 and 4, and 8 and 9. So as you can see, the parabola has been moved to the right. There we go. Notice these things aren't used. These parabolas aren't used. They're not V's. They've got a nice curve going through a specific set of points. So, from y equals k, or y equals x squared plus 2, we saw that that moved the parabola up 2. And we talked about if we had y equals x squared minus 2, we'd move down 2. We also saw that if we have y equals x minus 5 squared, we move right 5. So that should mean that if we have y equals x plus 5 squared, we would move left 5. Seems a bit counterintuitive here. Oops, I'm sorry, that's a plus. Seems a bit counterintuitive here, but if we look at it this way, y is equal to x minus h squared. H is the number, right? My h value is positive 5. Don't worry about the minus here. It's the h value that comes after that subtraction sign that you're concerned about. So the h value is a positive 5. Over here, this is like saying x minus negative 5. My h value is negative 5. That's why it moves to the left. All right, so we're going to touch a lot more on this tomorrow. We're also going to talk about how to come up with an equation based on a graph. Okay, so let's see you in class tomorrow. With this information, this will be the springboard that we use for the next step. All right, bye-bye.